Hello, everyone, and welcome to this new webinar. Once again, we meet on Sunday. This is the second part of the webinar. It's at 5 o'clock. We already had a webinar at 3 talking about the undergrad program at the School of Business Administration. سعيد باللقيا ديالكم. اسمي يوسف قصير، انا خريج جامعه الاخوين، وبالتخصيص نقدر نقول لكم بلا خريج School of Business Administration. دونك انا سعيد جدا اليوم اننا نهضروا على School of Business Administration ونفتحوا الابواب ونجاوبوا على جميع الاسئله والتساؤلات ديالكم. في هذه الفقره ديال دابا غادي نهضروا على الماستر بروجرام. اذا غادي نخصصوا الوقت الماستر بروجرام نهضروا عليه. غادي نتلاقاو ايضا مع خريجي جامعه الاخوين اللي كيشتغلوا في شركات مختلفه واللي غادي يتقاسموا معنا التجارب ديالهم. I see in the chat section people who are saying hi again. اذا كانوا معنا الناس اللي كاينين معنا مع الثلاثه ورجعوا مع الخمسه، مرحبا بكم مره اخرى. بالنسبه للناس اللي جداد في هذا الويبينار باش نفسر لكم دغيا ان تي بو الانترفيس ديال experience.aui.com. كما كتشوفوا في كاين ثلاثه ديال التابس on your right of your screen. كاين شات اللي هو general discussion تنذكروا فيه. كاين ايضا الاخوان غادي تحط فيه دي زادريس ايميل دي ليان دي سيت على حسب داكشي اللي غادي نهضروا فيه. قبل تقدروا تلقاو هذوك المعلومات كامله في الشات سيكشن. غادي نستعملوا ايضا في الكويز لاننا غنطرحوا عليكم اسئله طوال هذا الويبينار ونشوفكم واش كنتم متبعين معنا ولا لا. ويمكن تربحوا معنا دي سويت شيرت ديال جامعه الاخوين. كنا نقدروا نشوفوا تصويره ديال سويت شيرت ديال اليونيفرسيتي الاخوين اللي غادي تفوزوا به، هو هذا في هذه الصوره. اذا تركزوا معنا طوال هذا الويبينار نطرحوا اسئله، والاول اللي غادي يجاوب في الشات سيكشن ويل جيت ذا سويتشر. كاينه السكند تاب اللي هي الكويشنز وهذه مخصصه للاسئله. اذا علاش عندنا تاب مخصص للاسئله؟ باش نعزلوا ما بين general discussion and questions ونقدروا نمشيو للاسئله بسهوله ونقدروا نجاوبوا عليها ايضا بسهوله. كاين شي اسئله اللي غادي تطرح during live، كاين شي اسئله اللي غيجاوبوا عليهم الناس ديريكتومون في الكويشن تاب ونحاولوا نجاوبوا على جميع الاسئله ديالكم. polls we're conducting some polls، استقاء الاراء اللي هو third and last تاب اللي هو البولز. غنطرحوا عليكم مجموعه من الاسئله. وربما السؤال الاول هو which specializations are you interested in concerning the Master of Business Administration. عندنا بزاف ديال الضيوف كما قلت لكم في هذا الويبينار اليوم. اولا نبداو بالدويان دين وفاء القراح. معنا تكون معنا دكتور هند البداوي من Program Academic Coordinator. تكون معنا مس نهيلة جويدة who's Talent Sourcer and Acquisition Specialist at Layton. ويكون معنا مس حكمة بالفقيه اللي هي Regional Product Manager at 3M. ودكتور Mary Grace Neville who is an Associate Professor of Management, and Mr. Mustafa Al-Khalidi, who is a country HR manager at a Japanese multinational company. They're going to share their experience. They're going to try and give you as much information as possible about the program. So without no further ado, let's start this webinar about the master program. And I have with me Dean Wafa Al-Garrah. Hello, how are you, doctor?
Doing wonderful. Thank you again, and Youssef for animating this webinar. Welcome everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for this episode about the graduate program and more specifically the full-time MBA program. So I'm very delighted to actually be here with you to share with you some insights about Akhawayn University and the MBA program. So for your information, the School of Business Administration is one of the largest, actually, schools within the Akhawayn University, because as you know, AUI has 3 schools and SBA is the largest in the number of students. We offer undergraduate, graduate level programs, and at the graduate level programs, we have the full-time MBA, we have the part-time MBA that is offered in Casablanca, in the heart of Casablanca, in Technopark. We have the part-time MBA, and I think we will have a future webinar dedicated to the part-time MBA. you know, but you're welcome to ask your questions. We will address them even in this webinar. But the focus today is on the full-time MBA that is offered on our campus. It's a program that helps you not only develop your business mastery, but also to build your leadership skills. So the focus here is on the leadership skill development. And the program, though it is a general business administration program, it does come with specializations. You can specialize in finance, in marketing, in management, leadership, and in general business. Okay, so now the question that one might ask is like, why Akhawayn University MBA and not, you know, other MBAs? Okay, first of all, is the accreditation. Okay, accreditation of the program by the Ministry of Higher Education here in Morocco, because you should remember that Akhawayn University is a public, not-for-profit university. We're not private and we're not for-profit. We are public, not for-profit, which makes us so جامعة عمومية غير ربحية. Okay, now what does that mean? It means that your MBA, once you graduate with an MBA program, it gives you access to PhD programs here at the universities in Morocco for a PhD without needing to have the equivalency. Okay, and that's in itself, it's an advantage. Okay, so access to PhD programs in all public universities is very easy. Okay, that's locally, but also it gives you access to PhD programs also internationally. Okay, why? Because the MBA program is a recognized you know, a program worldwide. So as a second reason, if you like, is that given the fact that MBA, just the word MBA is recognized wherever you go, whether you are in Japan, whether you are in Brazil, you know, whether you are in, you know, in South Africa, you say MBA, people know what you mean. Okay, so there is that worldwide recognition in the program itself. Now, why Akhawayn University MBA? Because with Akhawayn, you have a personal brand. Okay, you're branding your MBA. So it's not just an MBA in itself, but it's an MBA of Akhawayn University, which is a prestigious university, a top-ranked university here in Morocco. And this is based on the QS ranking that has been put in actually Akhawayn University as #1 for the last 5 years consecutively. Okay, so we've been #1 on this QS ranking, and that shows the quality of the education and the quality of the programs that we offer. So first reason, accreditation. Second reason, personal brand. Okay, with Akhawayn University MBA. The third reason is our pedagogy, the innovative teaching methods. At the master's level or at the MBA program level, we do have, we use extensively the Harvard case study method. Now, and we use also what we call the flipped classroom. And I think Professor Mary Grace Neville will be addressing some of that later on in this webinar. But just to tell you a little bit about what this is basically you are exposed to real life examples. So with the Harvard case study method, you take on the role of the decision maker. You take on the role of the manager of that or that executive in order to solve the problem that that manager or executive is facing in their organization. Okay, so innovative teaching methods. And the fourth and last reason I would give you for choosing Akhawayn MBA is the network, the strong alumni network. Becoming AUI alum gives you access to a great global network. We have alumni all around the globe, and we have actually good connections or good interactions among the alumni of Akhawayn University. They help each other, even if they don't know you. Even if you graduated this year and you happen to meet another graduates of Akhawayn University who graduated 10 years ago, the connection is very fast. And alumni, they hold each other's hands, and they help each other, in jobs. They help each other in, answering questions. Let's say, for example, you want to go to, there is an opportunity in Dubai, but you're not sure where and how. Well, our career development center can put you in touch with an alumni in Dubai, and you can talk to her or him directly and get the insights, and you can connect very, very easily. So the 4 reasons: remember, accredited program, access to PhD is very easy, worldwide recognition, because it's an MBA, and you have personal branding, the Akhawayn MBA, innovative teaching methods, and a strong alumni network. Now, also remember that our mission as a School of Business Administration is to educate you to become successful managers and leaders with a local and a global perspective. Our business is definitely your success.
Exactly.
Over to you, Youssef.
It's well put. I mean, it's 4 points and it's straightforward. I see some people asking question on the chat tab. Please make sure to ask your question on the question tab so that we can retrieve them. And I think the question asked by Ismail Yaqoubi, why should I choose your school and not one abroad? I think Dean Al-Garah had already answered that question in 4 major points. And remember, special Al-Akhawayn branding. This is something you need to keep in mind. Okay, Dean, if you don't mind, I will keep you with me throughout this webinar. We're gonna move on a little bit more, talk about more about the MBA program, specifics of the full-time MBA program. As some people might be interested in the part-time MBA in Casablanca, unfortunately, we're not gonna address that today, but stay tuned because we're gonna have episodes, and we already talked about it on a master's program special that you can rewatch on experienceaui.com, but we will come to it more in detail also in near future. So make sure to stay tuned, experienceaui.com, and register for upcoming webinars. So now I'm happy to invite Dr. Hind Al-Badawi, she's a program academic coordinator, and she is gonna talk to us about the full-time MBA and give us a clear overview. She's gonna just join us in a little bit. And as I said at the beginning of this webinar, make sure to really focus on what we're gonna say. We're gonna ask you a couple of questions, and you're gonna have the opportunity to win a very nice sweatshirt. Dr. Al-Garah, I'm just looking at the polls to see a little bit how people are reacting to our first question. Which specialization are you interested in? A lot of people are talking about general business. There's some finance and marketing, but make sure to drop by the polls tab and give us your feedback, so to help us understand where you want to go, what specialization are you interested in. Hind Al-Badawi is connecting right now, and she should be with us really shortly. And waiting for her to join, maybe take you through the rest of the program. As I said, we're going to have some Al-Akhawayn alumnus who are going to share with us also their experiences, people from the real job market and real business world. Ms. Nuhaila Jwida, who is a talent source and acquisition specialist at Layton, is going to be with us. Ms. Hikma Abdul-Faqih, who is a regional product manager at 3M. Dr. Mary Grace Neville, as Dean have introduced her earlier, she's the associate professor of management and going to talk to us about the MBA program. And Mr. Mustafa Khalidi, who is a country HR manager at a Japanese multinational company. So maybe we are having troubles connecting with Dr. Hind Al-Badawi. If it's the case, maybe waiting for that issue to be resolved, we could move on to maybe Miss Nuhaila Jwida, and then come back to Dr. Hind Al-Badawi to talk about the MBA, full-time MBA program. Okay, so Nuhaila Jwida is a talent sources and acquisition specialist at Leeton. She will talk to us about her journey. Hello.
Hi, Youssef. How are you?
How are you, Nuhaila? I hope you're good.
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me. Hello, everyone.
Hi. So Nuhaila, Mr. Jwida, we're talking about you're a talent source and acquisition specialist at Leeton, and you're going to talk to us about the MBA and readiness to the job market.
Okay, so first of all, I have like a very, very long experience with AUI and the School of Business Administration in particular. So just for a quick background check, I went to a French high school, and I have joined AUI right after that for a bachelor's in business administration, where I majored in finance and human resources. And because I wanted to, pursue a PhD, I decided to stay within the same university and go for an MBA in marketing. So, and there are many, many reasons that led me to be loyal to the university, and one of the reasons was the one that Dr. Gareh cited, is the equivalency. And thanks to that, thanks to the MBA at the university, I'm now pursuing my PhD at La Faculté des Sciences Juridiques et Sociales in Casablanca in management science. So just to talk about many, many reasons that led me to really stay at AUI. First of all is like the overall experience. I think that thanks to the academic experience that I had within the university, I managed to find a job very, very quickly. So a personal anecdote, I remember my graduation was on June 15th, Saturday, June 15th. And on Monday, 17th of June, I was at my first day at work. So I managed to find a job very, very quickly.
16 must have been a really good celebration.
Yes, I was celebrating my graduation and the fact that I found a job. So I was like very, very happy and very pleased. And I did not even have that stressful moment where I was like jobless, looking for a job and so on. So it was great and it was a relief. Okay, so I wanted to talk very, very quickly about the diversity of the program and like the liberal arts system that you have already discussed in the previous webinars. The reason is I wanted to graduate very, very quickly. So thanks to the liberal arts system, you have the ability to choose your own pace and to choose your own classes. So if you want to graduate quickly, you can just choose to have more classes or go on summer sessions. And that's what I did. So I did 3 summer sessions in total, and I managed to, graduate my bachelor's within 3 years and a half, and my MBA within 1 year and a half. So this was something that fitted my need, and I was really, really satisfied by this point. Also, one thing is like the qualified faculty that have international experience in not only teaching, but also research. And when you're preparing your master's thesis, it's very important to have faculty or supervisor that will always be there and available for you because you're on campus. So if you need to talk to your supervisor, you can just go to his or her office and ask him the questions and so on. And I remember that my supervisor was like very, very helpful. He gave me clear milestones to follow, especially at the beginning when you are, and Dr. Gareh was also there, by the way, at the beginning of my preparation of my master's. So they help you with the choice of the topic, your research questions, and so on. And this really made the MBA experience overall very, very appealing and very good. And the MBA program at Akhawayn, there are few students per class. So like the learning outcomes are better and are higher. And also the different, case studies and projects that we were working on allow you to be prepared for what is happening at the job market, like the real world outside. So I managed to improve my leadership skills. I learned how to work in teams. I learned how to multitask, how to have strategic thinking skills, problem solving skills, and so on. And last but definitely not least, I want to talk about the availability that the university gives to its students. I mean, experience and work as a teacher assistant, or for example, helping with the administration, you can do so. And this work in academic experience is what really helped me, because it allowed me to have like this, how to manage my stress and how to collaborate, brainstorm, and so on. So, I mean, I trusted AUI with my education, and I'm really not disappointed. I'm satisfied with what the university really brought me as a set of skills and as a set of competency. According to my modest experience as a talent sourcer and acquisition specialist, I can say that AUI students are well marketable, if I can say so, to different employers. I mean, their reputation is very good in the job market because they are well educated, they have distinctive experiences, they're English speakers, which is an important component in the job market. So really, the MBA experience is it does not only give you specific knowledge, but it provides you an experiential learning opportunities to help prepare and train the students. So yeah. One last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to let you finish the sentence, Youssef. Once an AUIer.
Always an AUIer. Exactly. Thank you very much, Noela, for sharing with us, because it's really important for prospective students who are interested in a master's program to get a grasp of how it goes really during those years. And as you said, I mean, you were able to tailor it to your need, actually, and to be able to take it into your own pace. And the thing is, like, after graduating, you find a job like right away.
Yes.
Dean Al-Garrah, I think we're gonna have with us Dr. Hind Al-Bdawi just to talk about the program. But before that, wanted to take a really quick question that was asked to us, but I don't have the ability to bring it here, but I will read it to you. Hello, thanks for this initiative. My question is regarding the courses equivalence. I know that a licensed degree in a Moroccan university will require the individual to study certain classes, but what about a master degree?
Which means, if I understand the question correctly, this person is asking whether if they already have a master's degree, how can they apply for the MBA? Is that right?
I think this is what I understood too. I know that a licensed degree in a Moroccan university will require the individual to study certain classes.
Yes.
But what about a master degree?
Yes, I mean, if you have a licence from a Moroccan university or Moroccan school, yes, you can. That's one of the requirements for admissions to the MBA program. Now, if you have another master's degree, depending on what you've studied and what you have in the master's degree, sometimes what we do, we'll look at those courses, and sometimes we could be waiving some of the foundation courses, which actually Dr. Al-Bdawi will be talking about in more details. So if you still have a question after Dr. Al-Bdawi's question presentation, please repost your question, and I will try to address it in more details then. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think the whole goal here is just to make sure that the prospective student or MBA student have all the chances to complete the courses in the best way, shape, and form, and be completely prepared for the high demands of this program, so that he doesn't miss out on those years. So let's try and have Dr. Hind Al-Bdawi join us. She's the program academic coordinator, and she was talk to us about the full-time MBA. She will give us a quick overview on the full-time MBA. And we started with the experience. But before, hello, Dr. Al-Bdawi, how are you?
Hello, how are you doing, Youssef?
I'm doing great. And if you allow me, before talking about the full-time MBA, as we ask people to be really focused with us, and we're gonna check this out really quickly now, because time for our first question, and we get to see who's going to win the Akhawayn sweatshirts. And the question is, with an MBA from AUI, I can apply to a PhD in Morocco and abroad. What is the answer to that? Is it true or is it false? As I said, we're practically giving sweatshirts away.
Yes.
Right?
We want, if we could afford it, we could give everybody a sweatshirt.
Everybody, exactly. So first person to answer, and I think we already have good answers. So congratulations to the winner. It's Nada. All right, perfect. Dr. We were supposed to have you before, but I think it's a good thing to have listened to Nuhaila Ajwida, because she talks about her own experience, and now we're coming back to you to talk exactly about this the MBA program.
That's true. But before going to the MBA program, do you know, Youssef, that with the COVID pandemic and its effect on the economy, now with the market, the job market slowing down, higher education latest reports are emphasizing the role that the grad school might be playing in helping students shooting their dream job. And the Akhawayn University is offering one of the best MBA programs that would help people like Nuhaila or Hikma or other AUI alumni embrace their dream job. So I prepared a very quick presentation about our grad program.
Yes, and we will have the presentation right.
Exactly. So the full-time MBA program, as Dean Garah mentioned earlier, we have 3 forms. We have the full-time, part-time, but also the executive MBA. In this webinar, we will only focus on the full-time MBA program. So this MBA program is open to students from different for different backgrounds, like holding an undergrad degree, and it doesn't really need to be business degree. This MBA program will help students aspire and become successful managers and leaders in the global economy by educating them the broad scope of business administration, by also helping them develop general knowledge and abilities. So the MBA program is not only a general program, but it also helps students who want to have an in-depth knowledge in some specialization, also delve deeper in some specialization that I will be talking about later on. So our full-time MBA program, beside being held in a very beautiful campus of a very beautiful city, Ifrane, will help students who are joining in, help them make the best decision, or help them or assist them in their decision-making process by enabling them to use techniques and also tools that will enable them to make sound managerial recommendations. The communication is key nowadays, so the MBA program that we have here at Akhawayn University will help also students to professionally work and embrace different teams. Management is also on the table, managing groups, but also individual behavior. We have behavioral organization behavior that we are teaching here at Akhawayn. The leadership with capital L is also one of the outcomes that we are trying to have in our alumni. This leadership will help them solve complex business problems. All of these points cannot go without an ethical behavior. So we are making it sure that our students live in this kind of ethical dilemma and make it sure that they have a socially responsible behavior wherever they are, be it here at Akhawayn University throughout the different courses, but also when they are in the job market. But it's also about making sure that we are educating and training the leaders of tomorrow that can help in designing and evaluating local and global strategies. Our faculty, as mentioned earlier, are world-class faculty who are coming from different backgrounds, international training, but also our students have the ability and the opportunity to go abroad for a semester or so in order to live in different culture, but also learn in different contexts. So we have these different exchange programs. So our students have the right or can choose between different concentrations that we offer, like a finance concentration. They can go for a marketing concentration. They can also opt for logistics and supply chain management concentration, but they also can go for a general business MBA, where they craft their own concentration with maybe a course from finance, marketing, logistics, and also leadership. This is not the only concentrations that we are offering, because we believe in one thing in AUI, Kaizen, which is this development, this continuous development that we want to have in our school. So we are also open up for different concentrations that will be announced very soon. So after joining an MBA program, students will start with some core programs of core courses like managerial accounting, economics, management, decision-making, organization behavior, strategic management in global markets, managing information system in organization, but also advanced marketing management. So these are core courses that we believe all our students need to go through, and then they can move to the next stage where they will be picking their concentrations. Students who do not have like a business background, and I can tell you, like, we have many students from humanities background, from engineering, but also from biology and pharmacy. So these students will have the opportunity to go through other foundation courses that will help them be on the same page with other candidates. Like they have the opportunity to take courses about accounting, economics, finance, principles of marketing management, but also some quantitative and statistics courses. After graduation, we are glad to see our alumni omnipresent in different companies worldwide. Many of our alumni will join multinational companies, but they also can join government companies or private sector companies, because this is like a degree, the MBA degree that they get has equivalency already. It doesn't really need the equivalency because it's already a government degree, and this degree, the MBA degree, will also allow our students, just like Nuhaila, to pursue their PhD studies. And we have many of our alumni now doing their PhD or teaching in different universities after getting their PhD worldwide in different parts of the globe. So yes, le programme est étatique. C'est un diplôme d'État, notre MBA. So this is why it depends on the choice of our alumni, whether they want to embrace the job market or go ahead for research. And one last thing that I want to wrap up with, and I'm proudly saying that majority of our MBA theses are converted to high-class papers that are published in very famous papers, journals. By the way, Hikma is one of the students for whom her paper or her thesis was converted to a publication.
And we're gonna meet with her shortly, actually.
Yes.
Dr. Hind Bdawi, thank you very much for this really thorough presentation of the program, and see like all these different options for prospective MBA students. And then maybe it's time for us to move on to the next poll, because we have a second poll right now asking you what makes Akhawayn University MBA program special. We've listed some reasons. You can choose. You have multiple choices you can make. There's no right answer or wrong answer. It depends on what you think is important for you, so you can have different picks. Thank you very much, Dr. Hind.
Thank you.
We've been talking about Hikma Belfaqih, Miss Hikma Belfaqih, who is a regional product manager at 3M, and she's going to talk to us what did AUI MBA add to her profile. She's going to be with us shortly, just the time for her to get connected on the platform. Thank you all.
In fact,
Yeah.
actually, can we take this time a little bit to answer some of the questions on the question? I think somebody asked the question about what's the difference between the full-time and the part-time MBA.
Yeah.
The full-time MBA is, they're the same, by the way. You're getting the same degree, full-time or part-time. The difference is in the delivery mode and the location. The full-time MBA is in Ifrane. The part-time MBA is in Casablanca. The full-time MBA is a regular program. You have classes every day, etc. The part-time MBA is in Casablanca. The courses are offered on the weekends, okay? So the courses, so you have Saturday and Sunday every other week. So classes will be like, I think 3 weekends for each class. So class would last a month and a half, and of course in between the face-to-face classes you have a lot of work that you need to do to prepare, and then you meet, and then etc. So that's the main difference. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Dr. Garrah. We have with us Miss Hikma Abdullah, who is a regional product manager at 3M and a published author. Let's celebrate that too. So, Hikma, you're going to talk to us about how the MBA program affected your career.
Okay, so thank you, Youssef, for your invitation. It's really heartwarming to be part of this beautiful community and to represent my school, that is the School of Business Administration and Akhawayn University. Well, yeah, I got my bachelor's degree in business administration from a Moroccan university. Then I did a master's in marketing and sales strategies at l'UNCG. And I worked for 4 years in BMC Bank of Africa. So yeah, it was a great experience. I learned a lot from it, but I always wanted to improve my career and take it to the next level. Unfortunately, the promotion process at the bank takes so much time. So I had to wait until a good position is available so that I can get promoted. I really wanted a change at that time, and I wanted to, but I didn't know what that change would be. Either to stay at the bank and wait for that promotion and avoir plus d'années d'expérience, or just resign and apply for the MBA. So it was a really hard decision to make. I was confused. I was kind of skeptical about taking that step. So I asked my cousin, who is also an AUIer. Maybe Dr. Al-Garrah knows him, Mulay Hafid Alawi. He also did his MBA at AUI. Yes. Actually, I'm following his path. I'm getting inspired by his professional experiences, and I trust his advice. And I asked him, what's the best option for me, for my situation at that time? And he told me, Hikma, you should do an MBA. You have to do it in English and perfectly at AUI. So yeah, that was the best advice and the best decision I've made at the time. And في هذاك الوقت, I said to myself that I felt like I was the perfect person to resign and apply for the MBA and go to Ifrane to live a new adventure and experience new things. So yeah, I would like to say that my 2 years at AUI have been one of the best periods in my life. I learned so many things. After only few weeks at the university, I knew that I've made the right decision to go there. I was completely impressed by the university's high education quality and its international diversity as well. Like you know, Youssef, the diversity and the different backgrounds of all the candidates and all the students translates to a very rich conversation within the classroom, which means that when discussing cases from like cases that talk about different topics, and we have people with different backgrounds and perspectives. You just get perspectives from different backgrounds, and it just enriches the learning environment and make it incredibly collaborative. Also, the outcome learnings of the MBA were not only theoretical but also very practical, which was really important for me. Another thing that was interesting is doing MBA at AUI. Another thing that attracted my attention is that AUI professors were available during their office hours compared to other professors from other universities that were really hard to reach or just voire même des fois impossible. Donc, du coup, AUI professors were there available to help, to answer to all your questions. They were happy to share with you their knowledge and their experiences. And I'm really grateful to all my professors at AUI, and especially Dr. Hind Al-Bdawi and Dr. Shtiwi, who for their continuous support, and Dr. Wafa as well. She started with me the MBA thesis. They provided me with all the support during the whole semester, and thanks to them my MBA thesis was published on a high-ranked international journal. Et j'en suis très fière because it's a great achievement that will for sure distinguish me from other applicants when I will apply for a PhD program, inshallah.
We are very proud because you are an AUIer. And thus, we all benefit from this big
achievement.
Sorry.
Exact. So another thing that is interesting is that the MBA at AUI provides a high-quality program that prepares future leaders and managers. It helps students get a taste of every field in business, like in general, in finance, marketing, management, and all the disciplines of business. And then you can get any particular, concentration courses in any particular subject that you're interested in. For me, it was marketing. So I did an exchange semester at University of Ljubljana in Slovenia, where I studied, I took the concentration courses. Et ça aussi, c'est un point très important que l'université is offering to us the opportunity to go abroad and to explore new cultures and do the exchange program is really interesting. Yeah. So my MBA experience was just amazing. It gave me the opportunity to build strong business management skills. Also, it helped me develop my critical thinking, my problem-solving abilities. It helped me also build confidence and a lot of other skills, either the academic skills or the personal skills at the personal level, and all the skills that I will need to succeed in my professional and personal life. So yeah, also another thing that really attracted my attention while being at AUI is that when you pursue an MBA at the university, you're not only learning how to manage a company or how to run a department of something, but you're building very strong connections. And this is extremely important because you're building connections with your professors, you're building connections with the alumni, you're building connections with the students you're studying with, and everyone knows how important a network is in order to give you all the support and all the help that you need. We are a great community, you are a solid one, and it's a pride to be a part of this community. So the experience has truly enriched me in many ways, and I do believe that what I learned at AUI gave me a solid foundation for my personal and professional career. And I owe all the success and everything that I owe it to the education I received at AUI, because I would talk also about the job opportunities before and after the MBA, because il y a une grande différence entre les deux périodes. Parce que quand j'étais à la banque, donc I didn't get so much, a lot of job opportunities, and that I got were not really interesting. So I was looking for something better. even with a master's and 4 years experience, but now with an MBA is completely different. The job opportunities were different, so much better. I could negotiate. I had the chance to choose and to select the best offer that will suit my aspirations, and I'm really glad I did it. I'm a completely different person. And yeah, that was my journey. Thank you for your invitation.
Well, that's I think sums it up. I really, you can feel the passion in Hikma Belfri. Thank you very much for sharing with us all this, because I think it's really important to point it out, because it's not just the quality of the program, but it's also the experience a lot of students go through and how they change them as person for the better, and how they change also the perspective on their career. Congratulations once again, Hikma Belfri, and thank you very much.
Yes, may I ask Hikma, there is a question, I think it's interesting, in my interest, a lot of guests that we have with us today. And the question is in the questions that ask about the equivalency, like for the foundation courses. Maybe you can talk about your experience.
Yeah,
for the foundation courses, a lot of people ask about that.
So I came from a Moroccan university. Well, first, j'ai un bac scientifique, and then I switched to economics at the university. So, je n'avais pas vraiment... je me suis retrouvée avec des personnes who studied economics during the 3 years du lycée. Et du coup, j'avais quelques lacunes en finance. Donc, I was not good in finance at that time, and et ça aussi, c'est un point qui est très important quand on est à Akhawayn, because in the Moroccan system, we have le système de compensation. Du coup, donc, j'étais bien dans les autres disciplines, mais pas la finance. Je l'aimais pas vraiment. Et once when I went to AUI, I had to take all the courses, including the finance. So yeah, I had to take foundation courses. Yeah, foundation courses to refresh me and to get back those concepts that I didn't have before, so that I can get the level to and la possibilité de poursuivre le core courses of the MBA.
C'est une mise à niveau.
Exactement, yeah.
All right. This is exactly like there's an evaluation of what you need in order to be in the MBA program, and that's mainly for you as the student to be able to follow in class, to be able to do the assignments, to be able to have the better chances of success in an MBA.
Indeed. I think an important point here is that, let's say, for example, you have a master's in finance and you want to get admitted to the MBA of Akhawayn University. So we evaluate your, the courses that you've taken, and we may not require you to take the principles of finance, the foundation course of the finance, because you already have expertise. But that's evaluated usually during the interview. And sometimes if the evaluation is not, conclusive, we might ask you to take what we call a test out. So you take a short test, a 1 hour, 50 minutes test, and then we decide whether you need to take that course or we waive it for you. So there is also the test out possibility.
It was the case for me for marketing, since I had already a master's in marketing. I didn't take the foundation courses of marketing and management, so I just took the finance. That was a real challenge for me, and this is another thing that is good about AUI, is that comme il n'y a pas de système de compensation, I had to pass the course with an 80, which was a real challenge for me. Et ça m'a poussé à travailler sur ça. Et quand j'ai réussi, donc, whenever I'm facing a difficult situation in my daily life or at my work, I say to myself, du moment que j'ai pu valider la finance, I can do whatever I'm facing. So, c'est comme une référence, et ça m'a forgé ma personnalité, ça m'a permis de développer plusieurs compétences que je n'avais pas avant, et tout ça, c'est grâce à Akhawayn, vraiment.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hikma Belfqi, and we wish you all the success in your career, and thank you for taking the time to be with us today. We're going to move on to next section in our webinar, and we're going to have with us Dr. Mary Grace Neville, who is an associate professor of management, and she's going to be talking to us a little bit about the program. There's a master's in domain. Okay, so Hikma is still with us on the webinar, and maybe if she can go to the question tab, there's some questions for her, and she can answer them right there. We are waiting on Dr. Mary Grace Neville to join us, and just after that, we will have also to share another success story with Mr. Mustafa Al-Khalji, who is an alumnus from Akhawayn, who is the country HR manager at Japanese multinational company. Dr. Grace Neville, hello.
Hello, good to be with you today.
Good to have you with us today.
Hello, Dr. Wahad.
Hi.
Thank you.
And Dr. Neville is connecting from North Carolina in the States.
Oh, okay. Hope it's not too early or too late. I don't know.
It's right about noon, so we're right in the middle of the day.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. So, Dr. Mary Grace Neville, I will let you take us through the some specificities of the MBA program.
Well, one of the things that I'm excited to be able to share a little bit about is how we teach so that we're addressing how people learn. Because I'm sure many people ask sometimes, why should I go get an MBA when I can work and get experience, right? And there will be people who say to you, you know, don't bother getting more school or education, work and learn. So both are true. And what's interesting at Akhawayn is we're working with students on applying skills and knowledge. So having work experience really helps you learn how to think about business frameworks differently than simply learning in a textbook. For example, I worked in the equivalent of the social sector for 5 years and 7 years in the corporate sector. What happened when I did my own MBA is that I was no longer learning simply by reading a book. But each time a professor would introduce a theory or a framework, I was able to ask, how does that fit with what I did when I was working? And so the messages and the insights and the ability to learn and think and develop can really grow rapidly, different from either just reading a textbook, different from being an undergraduate student without formal experience in the world, and also with a partnership with your professors in a different way than being in a baccalaureate program. So part of that is advertised as the case method or Harvard case method. And really what that means is in the real world, what we talk about business world, no one will ever have enough information to make a really solid decision. You always have missing parts to your information.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you always have to learn about and adapt to variables from what the textbook is going to say. So learning with the case method is to say, working with your peers and working with professors, taking established sets of information and learning how to think through very particular subject matter questions or issues. There's often not a right or a wrong answer. There are often 3 really good different answers. And how well you articulate your answer or how well you support your answer is actually what makes the difference in reaching the 80% that Hikma was talking about. So at 80%, what does that mean? Do you have the right answer as you might in undergraduate? Or does it mean you have very solid thinking? And so in the world where everything, whether it's COVID, whether it's the technology around us, whether it's financial markets, everything is constantly changing. It's more important that you learn how to rigorously think, analyze, and support what you believe than it is to actually memorize information. So that's the essence of what we're trying to accomplish.
And that's exactly like the spirit, I think. And that we talked also about this in the undergraduate program. It makes us more independent, individual, and better decision makers. Doesn't mean that we make the right decision all the time, but we're consistent in analyzing what's the environment, because the environment is changing. And we used to say that a lot, maybe a decade ago, but now we have pretty solid signs that the world is changing rapidly. Thank you very much, Dr. Mary Grace Neville, for your time and sharing with us. And then we are meeting with living proofs of these methods, because we have been talking to alumni from different backgrounds, and now it's time for us maybe to invite also Mr. Mustafa Al Khalidi, who is going to talk to us about his experience. And before that, I would like to ask another question. So this one is going to be a really difficult one. I hope you guys are ready. First one to answer in the chat section gets the Al Akhawayn sweatshirt. And my question is, can I do a study abroad during the MBA program? Yes or no? So first one to answer gets the sweatshirt. Congratulations, because I think we already have a winner. You guys are really fast at answering these questions.
Excellent.
Yeah.
If you may, Youssef, maybe
Yeah.
I'll jump on this question, because I think somebody in the questions asked, where can you do your, what kind of schools
Yeah.
or universities? I'll give you a couple of examples where actually our MBA students were able to do either an exchange or study abroad. We have Copenhagen Business Schools in Narmark, which is a top school in Europe. Toulouse Business School in France, North Carolina State University in the USA, Birmingham University in New York State, and also University of Ljubljana in Slovenia. So, and these are just examples of some of the universities where students can actually do their exchange or study abroad. Thank you.
Okay, there you have it. Now we're going to move to Mr. Mustafa Al Khalidi, who is a country HR manager in Yazaki, a Japanese multinational company. He's going to talk about his experience as an employer of AUI MBAers. This is how we say it? MBAers. I don't want to mispronounce it.
Okay, hello everybody, and good afternoon, all the AUIs.
Hello, Mr. Khalidi. Happy to have you, and thank you for giving us from your time to enlighten us today.
It is always a pleasure to get in contact with the family. And if you remember, the first time you talked to me and asked me, are you from Tangier? I said, no, I am from AUI, but I am living in Tangier.
Exactly.
The day I put my feet in AUI, that was for life. It was for life.
Exactly.
And AUI for me, it is not more than a university. It has given a meaning to my life and to my dream. So all the AUIs are my family, and I'm still having contact with so many classmates, AUIs, professors like Dr. Hazini, for instance, Dr. Hassan Haddad, and all others. And whenever I talk to them, it is as if I talked to them yesterday. They are more than a family. They are spiritual mentors for us. And this is the thing that makes us give a meaning to our life. Now coming back to why should potential students choose AUI MBA and not another one? I would say that it is AUI MBA is designed for people who are looking to give an inspiration to their professional and social life, and to give a positive hint to their business and professional life in today's hyper VUCA world. You know that now with the COVID, everything, the business world has totally changed the cap. It is volatile, uncertain, more complex than ever, and ambiguous. And thanks to studying at AUI, I think the potential students who are accepted must feel lucky that they have been accepted. Because even AUI as a university, it has not been, as Dr. Al-Garrah said, on financial profits, but it is the result of Hassan II, rahimahullah, passion to give a new impetus to his nation and to prepare the leaders of the 21st century. If it were another king or another, let's say, president, he should have used this donation that has been given to Morocco at that time to build something that will make profit. But as he was a transformational leader and a visionary leader, he wants to give something that will be sustainable in life to prepare all the Moroccans to become leaders of tomorrow. And I am really very proud to be one of these people.
Thank you, Mustafa.
Now, getting enrolled to the MBA program will give one a new perspective in his professional and business life. AUI MBA in particular will certainly place all the people in what I can call the future decision makers and leaders of the world, whether they will be their classmates or they will be, for example, people whom he have had contact with them in the university. I will summarize, for example, the reasons in 3 main reasons. First, the potential AUIers will acquire new skills to fill the academic gaps they have at the Moroccan University by developing the first thing, which is self-discipline. And I remember at the time of Dr. Ben Sharifa, self-discipline. One day we went there, some of us went to complain because we have a workload which is too huge. And he told us, do you have hot showers? We say yes. Do you have air conditioning? We say yes. Do you have good food? We say yes. He told us, you have 2 choices. The dormitories is on your left, it's on your right. One. So self-discipline is something which is very important. Second thing is better time management. And I remember one of our professors used to tell us, the deadline is the line after which you are dead. Full stop. And this I am still using even today. Third, you have the academic and professional curiosity that will help to build the personal acumen to cope up with the world of today. And this is very important. So this is the first reason. The second reason, whoever has the chance to join AUI will build and expand his social, future and professional network with professors, with the classmates, with all the alumni community, and with also the visiting professors who are coming only from time to time, while stepping into the world of profession with all this. And believe me, that the ROI will be more than the expectations of the student. The return on the investment, or the financial returns will be higher than we expect. Yeah. And here, I remember that I think Nuhaila has said something that he jumped into the world of the profession just after finishing her master's degree. I will tell you one thing. I succeeded to sign my first contract 3 months before finishing my master's degree. I signed my contract with Citibank in April. I finished in May. I finished in May. I remember I finished one Friday. I went home on Saturday. Sunday, I traveled to Casablanca, and Monday I was
you were in the office.
In the office.
If you're looking for time off, maybe it's not the right program for you. But if you're looking to get employed right away, then you stepped in the right place.
Yeah. The third thing, and the last one, is that AUI MBA will help everyone to climb the ladder of excellence. with high increased self-confidence and credibility worldwide and worldwide recognition. Why? Because AUI, as I told, it is the DNA of AUI is the passion and love to build the leaders of tomorrow. And whoever, for example, succeeded to get into AUI will get empowered with the most valid leadership tools to be the architect of his or her own destiny.
True.
And this is very important. Now, as an HR director of a big group in Morocco, I think that the first thing I will choose in every potential candidate, it is not his degree. It is the person who is in front of me. Is he someone who can think, let's say, in a very lateral way and not out of the box, because I don't think that the box exists, because it is a mere creation of our mind and our ego. What I am looking is to find the right person for the right place. And believe me that the right person from the right place most of the time comes from AUI. Not because I am an AUIer, but because AUI equip all the students with the right and the sustainably evolving knowledge and wisdom. And this is very important.
Yes.
And to finish, I can say one thing. I remember now the last sentence in Animal Farm of George Orwell. He said that all animals are equal, but there are some animals who are more equal than others. And they say that all MBAs might be equals, but there is one MBA in Morocco which is better than all of them, which is AUI MBA.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mustafa Khalji. And this is a testimony from former AUI, but somebody also who has the experience and has the position also, because we're talking about someone who is a country HR manager and gives his own perspective on why the MBA from Al Akhawayn is a better suit for his needs.
Yeah.
Correct.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mustafa Khalji. And thank you for your time. I would like to also, because we're almost done in this webinar, but I would like just to recall a few informations. You can rewatch, of course, this webinar for those of you who joined us maybe just now or missed some part of this webinar. You will find the full replay on experienceaui.com, but we also share it on our YouTube channel, Akhawayn University YouTube channel, so you can check that out. But make sure to go to experienceaui.com and also maybe have a look at the previous episodes for other things that are interesting. I see a lot of questions that are not maybe in particular toward this actual webinar, but we've talked in other webinars episode about the undergrad program. We talked about financial aid, we talked about scholarship, we talked about admission, we talked all about these technicalities, which are really important information you should have, so you can rewatch them and stay tuned for other webinars coming in the future. Dina, thank you very much for being with us. I see you are helping us in the webinar, but I see you typing on your keyboard because
yes, exactly, answering questions.
Exactly, you're answering the questions.
Multitasking.
Exactly, and that's really good. I would like just to share also a little. We talked a lot about the international experiences and how we get to do exchange program, which is really interesting for any student as an experience, and we get to have at the university people from different background and different countries. But what we forget usually to say is that me, after graduating from Al Akhawayn, I now have friends in all Morocco. Sometimes we tend to think like, because I am from Casablanca, I would know people from Casablanca, maybe in Rabat. But after going to Al Akhawayn, we meet people from all around Morocco. And today, wherever I go in Maghrib, إلى جوة ساريس كنلقى صحابي ديال الأخوان اللي كانوا معايا في أخوين في الخميسات في مكناس في فاس في وجدة في طنجة في ورزازات يعني كنلقاو الناس من. It's very important also because in our way of thinking and our way of analyzing problems, as you know, there's the saying, when you are a hammer, you see all problems as nails. Yes, brought them up. En tout cas, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Sure, thank you all people who have registered. I hope we gave you enough information. I would like to conduct a last poll before we go, because now we're wrapping up this webinar. After this information session, what do you plan to do? Are you planning on confirming your application, apply to the MBA of AUI, seek more information about the bachelor degree, or compare AUI MBA? So if you could give us these informations here on the poll section, that would be really helpful. Make sure also to share this webinar with your friends who might be interested and missed it. Don't miss the next one. It's gonna be next Sunday, same time. And this time we're gonna see your neighbors, Dr. Al-Garrah.
Yes, indeed.
We're gonna visit your neighbors. If you know of friends who might be interested, if you are interested, make sure to register now so that you can be with us next Sunday. And voilà, I'll be delighted to have you all. Thank you once again. Merci beaucoup. Happy Sunday for everyone. I wish you a very nice beginning of the week, and see you next Sunday at